If you're an entrepreneur, a content creator, a writer, a business owner, needing a place to create, store, and organize your content and or client work for the low, low price of free, you heard me, free, this video is for you. If you have to-do lists everywhere, sticky notes filled with stuff that you forgot to remember, notes in your notebooks, notes on your phone, tabs open on your computer, productivity apps, calendar reminders, I'm going to show you the one thing that I use to help me eliminate all of those other things. And it's free. If you have a bunch of pieces of paper floating around, if you need a single place where you can put everything, and I do mean everything, that you want to come back to later, this video is for you. This tool is for you, and the tool is Notion. Okay, so what even is Notion? So Notion is a web application used for productivity, note taking, for content creation, for a whole bunch of different other things because of its versatility. Because it's able to be customized to fit however you need it to work. Notion offers a whole bunch of organization tools like task management tools, like project tracking tools, to-do lists, bookmarking, tons of other things. And it's perfect if you have a lot of information that you need to keep organized and be able to manipulate and change that information as you see fit. Some more benefits to Notion are, besides it being free, besides it being completely customizable, um, you have, or it uses online access. So as long as you have online access, you can reach your Notion information databases from anywhere. Notion supported with multiple devices. So I use Notion on my phone. I use it on my computer. It works for Android, for iOS, for tablets. As long as you have an app store where you can download apps, odds are you can probably use Notion. Another thing that's a benefit is it does have a very large storage capacity. I don't know what the storage capacity is, but I'm going to show you my Notion in a few moments. And I have a ton of stuff in my Notion, and I haven't had any issues with you have too much, you need to get more storage, nothing like that. And lastly, Notion is shareable. So if you create something on Notion, say an article or whatever, you can share it with other people straight from the app without having to copy and paste it into an email or copy and paste it into a Word document in order to send to someone. You can send it straight to them from Notion. Here are some of the things that I specifically use Notion for, and let me show you. Okay, so this is my Notion. And these are some of the things that I use it for. So first, I use it for content creation. I use a content calendar and boards. Let me show you one. Ghostwriting calendar. Okay. So I use it to create content. So I have about 4 to 5 stages with content, and I use this as a board to help complete those. So the first phase is outlining. After outlining is recording. Then it's uploaded, and then they're repurposed, right? This way I know exactly where I am within any particular phase of creating content. So I know exactly what I need to do next. And whenever I say have been disconnected from my content for a while or haven't felt like creating things, then I always have a list of things that I can come back to later. And these are some of the outlines that I've created. There are tons of them, right? And these are all just ideas. outlines that I've started, ideas that I have that I want to implement in some way or another, right? And these are just some of them. Another thing that I do is have a place where I can capture ideas. Now, I actually have a couple of them. One place is the outline section here on my content calendar. Another place is this area here. Now, this is just my brain dump. So every morning, or as many mornings as I can, I just try to write a little journal entry, how I'm feeling, what I'm thinking about, all those kind of things. And I keep them here arranged by date. That way I can always jump back and look and kind of see how I was thinking or feeling at a specific time. And then I can also use those journal entries and things like that for content, right? Another way I use outside, or I'm sorry, another way I capture content is this with the template library. So if you're creating a bunch of different, or I'm sorry, a specific type of content and you're creating it consistently and regularly, it would make sense to have templates to make it easier. You may not always need to use the templates, but they definitely do help. So I've gathered templates about a whole bunch of different things that I've worked on at different points. So LinkedIn posts, blogs, tweets, websites, planning, emails, podcast templates, like all these things that I'm interested in for creating content. I pretty much have a template on it. And that way, templates can help make the process of creating easier and more streamlined and faster. I also, of course, use it to store notes. I use it to store shortcuts and things. For example, one shortcut that I love is, so I make YouTube videos, right? And then I repurpose them. Instead of having to copy and paste all of my links, from my YouTube page, from my LinkedIn page, from whatever, I keep a list of shortcuts here, content creation shortcuts, and let show note links, right? So then I have all of my links right here so I can quickly just copy and paste them into my YouTube show notes whenever I need them. Or if someone asks me maybe in a DM or whatever for a particular link, I can quickly copy and paste that, right? Let's see. Any information that you want to come back to, be able to reference, like keywords and hashtags that I've used, um, LinkedIn topics that I've used, what my kind of dream clients would be like, um, content creation prompts, and all those kind of things. I store them all in Notion. You have to store them exactly how I do, just store them, in a way that's easily usable and accessible for you. Also, another great thing that I love about Notion is you can change the views of things. For example, this is the board view, but if I wanted to look at a calendar view, when pieces of content are specifically scheduled out, I can do that as well. I can also look at a table view if I want the things to be in a list and I can see what kind of, what status they're in, things like that. I can have a place for like certain phases of work. So this is my content calendar board, a quick view of that. But this is work in progress, random ideas that I had, or pieces of writing that I started but haven't completed. There's like a section for that. With Notion, you can collapse and expand the sections like really at your will. I like having like a clean view, so I kind of set things up like this, but then also if I'm looking for a specific thing, then I can expand things, as I want. So that's another option for you if you decide to use Notion. It's a lot better in my view than say like a traditional Word document because you wouldn't be able to manipulate the information in the same way that you would with a Word document. I can't, collapse and expand things for like in a Word document in the same way that I can with Notion. I can expand and um, contract this menu to the side where I can make new pages. I can connect to old pages. Another area that I really love that I created is called the recycle bin. So let's say I create a piece of content and I'll naturally have pieces of that content that don't work, that I get rid of, say while I'm editing, or just pieces that don't go with the theme or the complete flow of the piece of content, right? Instead of just deleting that and throwing that away, I keep what's called a recycle bin file so that I can revisit them later if I ever need to or want to. So yeah, these are just some of the cool things that I do with Notion that you can use with Notion to help you create better content, to create content more efficiently, to be able to have the data that you need at your fingertips and be able to manipulate it in all the different ways that you need. So, yeah, I hope you give Notion a try. Again, it is free. All you need is an email to sign up for Notion. Get started today. Why not? Why not use this to make content creation easier for you? It's it's free. It's free. It's free. And they give you a tutorial when you start your Notion. But if you are looking for some ways to get into the advanced things of Notion, if you're looking for some tutorials, if you're looking for some tips and some tricks, these are three creators that have specifically helped me with Notion. One is Ali Abdal. He is how I actually found out about Notion. Um, I was watching his videos at a certain point um, in my creator journey, and he started talking about Notion and how he uses it and how it's increased his productivity and all these kind of things. And he told me that it was free, so I gave it a try. And ever since then, I've been hooked. He also has some content on his page about how he uses Notion and some tips and tricks and things. Oh, one of his tips is the resonance calendar. It's a calendar. Let me flip this back. All right. So one of the cool things that Ali Abdal taught me about with Notion was a resonance calendar, right? So if you have something that you want to save, that you want to keep track of for later, you can add it to your resonance calendar. So this can be text, it can be social media posts, it can be pictures, it can be videos, it can be YouTube videos, it can be really anything. There, after you connect this like I don't know, plug-in kind of thing, it'll let you save all of these pieces of content that you want to come back to a specific place. And I'll actually drop Ali Abdal's Notion video, the one about resonance calendars, in the description below, so you can check that out. Another creator who really helped me was Thomas Frank Explains. He goes into a lot of detail about the different things that you can do with Notion, how to create formulas, how to create databases, how to um, change, move, edit, manipulate all the different functions of Notion. So definitely check him out as well. Lastly, there is another creator who helped me learn a lot about Notion um, through a whole bunch of different like tutorials and tips and tricks. And every time Notion has had like a new feature or a new thing that's come out, this creator, I feel like, has always made some kind of content about it and about how you can use it to help make things easier and better for you. And that's Red Gregory. So check them all out. I'm going to at least put one link to each one of them in the description. So check them out and definitely get into Notion. Change your life, create better content faster, easier, more efficiently with Notion. And if you found this was valuable, useful to you in a way, check out the description below and join the email list. I'm sending out useful tips, tricks, videos like this weekly.